right. Well, welcome everyone to the Power Half Hour. Every single Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we interview a top producer in all of North America. And this week, we have a very special guest from Ottawa, Canada, Mr. Jeff Matheson, icon agent with eXp. Welcome.
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Like I said, only top agents and people who are doing extraordinary things can come here and share. So thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You are almost brand new.
Yeah, very brand new. End of June was my official first year in real estate. So I started in sales probably over 20 years ago. I was in finance for 20 years. I ran sales teams globally. I've lived in London, England, Boston, Toronto. My hometown's Ottawa, and got out of finance and decided to get into real estate. One of my good friends for over 30 years was someone I grew up with, which is Phil Hahn, who, as we all know, at eXp, who's building amazing teams at eXp. So started talking with Phil and really decided that real estate, I was an investor in real estate, had passion for real estate before as well, and decided that it was a good place to land and come on board with eXp. I interviewed many other brokerages local here in Ottawa and what eXp offered with regards to revenue share, publicly traded stock awards, as well as the training. And then obviously mentorship with Phil. It was a no-brainer for me to come on board here at eXp.
Absolutely a no-brainer. And Phil, the legend, of course, you're in good hands, of course. And that's, would you say that's how you were able to really catapult yourself in your first year in real estate?
For sure. I mean, before I even finished getting my license, Phil and I pretty much had a blueprint together. So Phil and I talked quite a bit before I even, started and launched my career in real estate. So my first day, I hit the ground running. I was getting leads. I was understanding how to talk to leads. So Phil's mentorship from, before I even got my license, probably about 6 months before I completed my license to when I started at eXp was, paramount to all my success. So my advice is always get yourself a very strong mentor that understands the real estate business, and that's going to catapult your success and get you launched the right way for sure.
Absolutely. However, even before, you were in sales for 20 years. Yeah. Correct. So do you think that played a big factor in knowing what to do besides the mentorship in real estate?
For sure. I think, this is a sales job. I do talk to some younger agents that sounds like they almost struggle with that it is sales. And I think real estate is a pure sales role. So having over 20 years of experience of understanding how to create urgency, talking to people, building rapport, building relationships, all that came natural to me because of my 20 years. So 100%, anybody that has previous sales experience, I think is going to be able to be maybe ahead of the curve with people that do not getting into real estate, but it's all learnable. It's all coachable as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And with being in finance for 20 some odd years and then being in sales, you're obviously quite successful and a real estate investor.
Yeah.
Why did you give that all up to come to real estate when that was going so well?
150 nights to almost 200 nights a year in a hotel for over 15 years. So my first 5 years, I was pretty much in Ottawa. Then I was living abroad, and I have a beautiful wife. I have an amazing son, and I wasn't home enough. I just needed to be home more, and decided that flying around and being in different countries, being in different cities was fun for a while, but that gets stale pretty quick. So I wanted to get back home, and that was the key reason for sure.
Boy, that must have been tough. 15 years of just traveling all over the place. That's crazy because and even in real estate, we go to conferences, we go to eXpCon, we go to I go to Mike Ferry and whatnot. That's even 4 or 5 times a year. So I can only imagine how much you were away from the family. So congratulations on making it into real estate. So you travel a lot less today, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. I get to sleep at home every night, which is good. As you said, there's conferences, but I can bring my wife to those as well. And it's just nice to be home. And a lot of times I'd wake up in the morning and I'd say, what city am I in? So it's nice to wake up at home and be with friends and family again, for sure.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So born and raised Ottawa, you obviously went all over the place, now back home. With the real estate industry, do you believe that you had to have sales experience to succeed, or can someone without any sales experience come in and just crush it their first year like you?
I think it's not going to hurt having sales experience. But if you're coachable, and again, if you have a strong mentor, and Phil talks about that with me, although I had a lot of sales experience, I was very much, teach me how to sell in real estate. And I didn't bring an ego. I didn't bring all that baggage with me to real estate. It was a clean slate. And I told Phil, teach me. I think if you were to talk to Phil, he'd say that I'm very coachable. So I think if you're coachable, you can learn real estate. You can learn how to sell real estate. Obviously, being able to communicate and talk with people and having that previous sales experience is definitely going to hurt. But I would tell people that as long as you're open and you're coachable and you want to do the training, you can learn real estate for sure.
That is such a great point. I do want to bring this up, and I'm always looking for the agent that we want to work with. The perfect avatar would be someone who is willing, hungry, and most importantly, coachable.
Yeah.
The tough part is there's a lot of ego in real estate.
Yeah.
If you're 22 years old, you make 10 sales, you make 100K, you're going to have some ego. How were you able to let go of the ego and just full on just being a clean slate with Bill?
Yeah, I wanted my goal. I wanted to be an icon agent. I wanted to be in my first year #1 eXp agent in Ottawa, and then my second year goal is to be the top agent in Ottawa, not just at eXp but of all brokerages. And in order to do that, I had to say, teach me. Like, I want to learn. I need, I have no idea what I'm doing in real estate. So I needed a good mentor. I needed good training, and I took advantage of all the training that is offered at eXp. Still do. So you just got to open up and have no limitations and want to learn and want to be successful. And again, check your ego at the door. Even when you have, like, I had early success, and I still wanted more. I still want more.
So did you start with an end in mind?
Yeah, like I had goals. Like Phil and I started with the big why. A good book is The Millionaire Real Estate Agent from from Keller. And I started with that. I read that and I had my big why, right away from day one. I had my big why and I had my goals set out for me right away. I had a 1 year and 2 year goal set at day one.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So now are you still in your first full year or a second?
So July 1st is my second. I'm now officially in my second year of July 1st.
Wow.
So
congratulations on being 1 year in real estate.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's amazing. So I heard that, correct me if I'm wrong, you're already 50 transactions in and on your way to 100.
So I did my first year, I did 76 transactions for 850,000 GCI. So my second year, definitely going to be over 100. As I mentioned, I want to be the top realtor in Ottawa my second year, and those are my goals. So definitely over 100 transaction. I'm going to push for, why not go for 2 million my second year, John? Yeah. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Isaiah Miller is watching and smiling. This is totally possible for you. It's but you have to be coachable, and you have to be open, and you have to check your ego at the door. And that's how you can get to $850,000 in GCI in your first year. Obviously, I don't think that 20 years in sales hurt.
No, right? For sure.
Yeah. Did you have any struggles in the beginning, or was it just like you say, hit the ground running and was like, okay, sale after sale after sale after sale?
I think the only struggle that I had was around my third month. I was doing all the administrative stuff as well. Philip told me after my first month, start getting an admin and get that leverage going.
Right.
And it's another cost, and you're worried, is this going to happen? Transactions were starting to come in. So I waited, unfortunately, until my third month to hire my admin, Sarah Caldwell, who's been phenomenal, and bringing her on board changed everything. So I think that was my only struggle, was at the beginning. I probably left quite a few transactions, quite a bit of GCI on the table from not having that admin to take advantage of having that leverage in my business at that time. But once I got Sarah on board, it was a game changer. My business just took off.
Oh my goodness. So if you have an end in mind and you want to go big, and you have the funds to do so, guys, please hire at least a virtual assistant to take care of all your paperwork so you're not bogged down. Right. And those of you who are on a team, that's obviously taken care of. Talking about teams, then, I mean, if you go to 100 transactions, is that you alone selling 100 homes?
Yeah. So right now I've onboarded some people to eXp locally. I give them a lot of buyer leads. I'm very heavily focused on the listing side now.
Yeah.
So on the buyer side, we do a very good job with our digital leads. So we have, a lot of digital leads. So I have some great agents that have joined eXp here in Ottawa. Most of them are all brand new to the business. And I'm sharing leads with them on the buying side. So some of them are definitely through that. Majority of my first year were through me, but now my second year, I've got other people on board on the team that are going to be handling a lot of the buyer leads as well.
Awesome. So that's counted within your 100 sales. You have a little bit more help now with admin and buyers agents. Okay.
Yeah. And recently hired a couple of months ago, which another game change. So leverage is key, right? So another hire was an ISA. So inside sales associate, hired that person about 2.5, 3 months ago. And again, another game changer, because that was me. I was doing all those calls.
Yeah.
Which I still do, but now that person's able to just make more, and we're able to push those leads out to some of the buyer agents that we have on board. And again, that's another game changer to the business.
My goodness.
You got to spend a little money to make money, right?
Definitely. So in the beginning, guys, when you're a new agent, you're wearing multiple hats, and then Jeff is delegating these hats to different people. So being an agent and being a high producer, a lot of times people can't let go. And I've seen agents get stuck over and over in that 30 to 40 range, could never go to the next level because they're perfectionists and they hold on to things too tight. How are you able to let go and delegate to your assistants so well?
That's hard. I think that was the hardest thing. And I think you nailed it there, John, for not only for the admin side, but for the ISA. I've got a lot of phone sales experience, and, passing that on to someone is tough, but you got to hire well. You got to be confident that you're hiring the right people. And then once you hire them, Sarah, my admin, comes from a real estate background. She's been in the business a long time. She's teaching me stuff.
Oh, wow.
Then my ISA has been 10 years phone sales. So hire people you trust and get out of their way, let them do their job, and trust that they're going to do a good job.
I'm going to say that again. Hire people you trust and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. You need to delegate in order to focus on what you do best to generate income for the team. That is absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations on the big success so far. So you talked about your why.
Yeah.
When you first started writing the business plan, what is your big why in real estate?
For me, like my big why in general, I've always had my big why is, be all that you can be, just maximize your potential. And, to me, I haven't done that yet. So that's what gets me up every single morning. I want to max my potential. And if I ever do, then maybe I'll retire and sit down, but I'm not there yet. So that's my big why. Is my motivation is to, max and reach my potential. And I'm a very competitive person. I want to be number one. I'm driven to be number one. So my goals were be top eXp agent in my first year in my area, Ottawa, which I achieved. And then in my second year, be the top agent in Ottawa, and to be determined, but I'm that's the goal that every morning I wake up and I look at the board and I want to, get going. So that's my big why.
That's exciting. So I think to become better every single day is more of like an infinite goal, right? And to chase that goal, it drives you forward. Any other whys that you feel is driving you forward at this time?
Just learning. Like I'm as I mentioned, I'm coachable. I want to learn. I have, if you ask Phil, he always says you're like that 6-year-old child that asks questions all the time. Like I'm constantly asking questions. Not only like Phil's introduced to me to so many great people. And as you know, you go on these conventions, I'll seek out the top producers at those conventions and shake their hand and ask them 30 questions in 20 minutes, So I'm constantly, challenging myself to learn and educate. The training at eXp is phenomenal. I challenge myself to do about 3 training sessions a week. So I'm just challenging myself to be better. And that my why for that is just, just want to improve, want to get better every single day.
Guys, a man who's doing 100 deals a year does 3 eXp trainings every single week. Right? You are not too busy to do those trainings. You get busy by doing those trainings. So please, I beg you, show up.
Yeah, the key for that is like Sunday night, I'll log into that calendar, and because you see it for the week, and I'll find my 3, and then I put them in my calendar, and that way they're blocked.
Yeah. So just talking about that, then how much is planning? How crucial is planning in your business?
Yeah, I think going back to, you asked me about struggles, that's like for real estate, you really have to plan. Like your calendar has to be, really tight. I tell my admin, my ISA, the people that are on my teams, if it's not in my calendar, I'm going to forget because there's so much going on. And if it's not time blocked in my calendar, I'm probably not going to do it. And that's like working out, family, like my son's soccer, like everything's in there. So your planning and your organization of your calendar is just so important.
Absolutely. Jeff, Nino asked a question, where's your training? So I think what you're talking about are the eXp World trainings, and Nino, we'll send you the eXp training calendar. So no worries on that. What Jeff does is he looks at the training calendar Sunday night and he books it for the week. So you're all organized for your training calendar for the week, right? Planning is key. If you don't plan, you're planning to fail. Okay, guys? So definitely do that. I do want to talk a little bit about the market. You are still crushing it in Ottawa market, which I've heard has been changing since March or February. And it seemed like what I heard was overnight, everything just went quiet. How are you dealing with this mindset wise? And how are you keeping it going forward?
Yeah, like I don't listen to, when I speak to agents every day, I'm very transactional. So I speak to agents every single day, and a lot of negative stuff out there, to be honest. And it's a lot of, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to make it this year. I've heard agents say, I might have to get out of the market. I'm seeing more, I look at it as an opportunity. Buyers right now are able to get in the market. Yes, interest rates have gone up, mortgage rates have gone up, but house prices have come down so much in our market. So we've doubled down on our buyers. As I said earlier, I'm really focused on the listing side. I'm still getting listings, but we're able to go and take some of these buyers that we've had in our database for a while and show them pricing. You can get a house at a discount. You can't get a mortgage at a discount, but it'll come down. The mortgage rate will come back eventually as well. So getting a house at a discount is, in our market, a great thing, because Ottawa's in growth mode. Another year, 2 years down the line, those prices are going to come back. So we've focused a lot on our buyers the last 2-3 weeks where the shift really happened. And we're doing great. There's lots of opportunities out there. That's for sure.
You get what you focus on. And I love what you said about opportunity, because a lot of people are seeing hurdles, obstacles, and problems and issues. Am I going to make it? Guys, ask better questions of yourself. Am I going to make it is not a great question.
No.
Right? How about teach yourself, how am I going to see these opportunities and what do I choose to focus on today? So I love what you said about that. So keeping it going and doubling down on the buyers. Great question by Nino again is, what channels of marketing are you utilizing right now to gain more attraction in your business?
Yeah, so we do like digital leads are key. So we do a lot of leads through Google ads. We work those through the phone. So we have drip campaigns and through our KV Core, and then we pick up the phone and call these leads. So that's one of the largest investment we make on that. I still I farm communities in Ottawa that I feel are good for my business. I do some, old school postcards that are effective in those markets. I door knock. I definitely, the communities that I've become the #1 realtor in those communities, that's from door knocking. That's you can just door knock for free. It's just time. So I tell a lot of people on my team to get out and door knock. It's still very effective. It's been successful for me. Most of my listings when I got started were from door knocking in communities. So we do a lot of that. Those are kind of the two key things that we're focused on right now.
That's amazing. So online leads, Google pay-per-click, Google ads, and door knocking, and do a little bit of farming, a little bit of direct mail, just listed, just sold flyers. That's basic. That's basic. And I always tell new agents, guys, if you have the what and your why so strong, you're going to figure out how. Okay. But great question, Nino. Is that how you started, just solely with those two, or did you have a big database from your finance career?
It's funny, like Phil would say to me, Jeff, like, when are you going to tap into your sphere of influence? I still haven't, I haven't touched it. Now, because they're seeing it on my social media.
They're reaching out to you.
Now they're coming. The last month I did 5 transactions from my sphere of influence where I've never targeted, I've never picked the phone up and called them. Obviously my close network, understand, but I sell better to strangers, I guess. I don't know, but I have not done that at all.
Wow. guys, get this, no family and friends, and doing 50 deals, 76 transactions in Jeff's first year, no past clients, no family and friends, solely door knocking and taking listings, Google pay-per-click and farming.
Yeah.
You know what that is, Jeff? It's called work.
Yeah,
Guys.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lead, like I've said this many, and Phil's taught me this, it's a lead generation game. You have to lead generate every single day. And you've got to block that in your calendar in the morning. My calendar is from 9 to noon is my lead gen. It's on the phones. And then I block my afternoons for door knocking or, more calls or out doing my meetings and my listing appointments. But I filter in my listing appointments when I want to do them. My mornings are blocked for my lead generation, and it's religious every single day.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your daily schedule, like from you wake up till you quit work.
Yeah. So when I first, like now with an ISA, that's changed a lot. So, but most like 9 to 12 is blocked for calls. So that's my phone time. So I'm doing all my follow-up calls, new leads, stuff where, if I'm chasing listings, I'll do some circle marketing in the farming areas as well. So I'll pick up the phone and do that. So from 9 to 12, it's all phones and it's all lead generating on the phones. And then from 12 to like 4 or 5, I like to do showings. I like to try to get out and do my appointments, meet with people, do like coffee or face-to-face meetings. And then in the evenings, that's when I prefer, people are now home, they're back from work. A lot of people do work from home, so you can door knock any time of the day, but I get the best results after 4.
After 4,
so I do a lot of door knocking in the afternoon and more calls in the evening. Yeah.
Guys, I don't think there's any magic here. The schedule is you wake up, you do your morning routine, go and work out. 9 to 12 is lead generation time. Mornings are for getting business, and afternoons he goes on appointments is for doing business. And after 4 o'clock is for door knocking because everyone's home. Again, we're going to talk about this. It's called work. Yeah. Try it, guys. Try it. Do you work weekends then, Jeff?
I recently I've stopped doing that a little bit. I've added some really great talent to my team that are helping me with that, even with my open houses. It's giving me a little bit of time to spend back with my family, which is nice. But I definitely, I definitely worked every Saturday, Sunday. That's good times. Like door knocking on a Saturday at 1 o'clock is great. People are home and they're in good spirits. They're at home. They're usually, they're out working on their gardens or whatever. So when you walk up, they're outside already, you can have a conversation with them. So I do like Saturdays and Sundays are a great time for lead generation for sure.
I bet you a lot of new agents right now watching this or listening to this podcast, that they're going to be like, I'm already tired listening to the schedule. But, I think energy is really, really important. When I see you in person, I've only met you once, but seeing you in person, that you can feel that energy.
Yeah.
There's big energy there, right? How do you keep up with your energy and your health and vitality?
Yeah, again, you got to schedule that too. And I think in real estate, it's tough sometimes. And Phil Hahn and I have talked about, like, I need to do more on that, but you got to schedule your workouts. You got to stay healthy mentally for sure. Cause burnout's there in all sales positions. It's hard work. But I think, scheduling that, I have to work out in the morning. I went for a big bike ride this morning. If I didn't do that, I'm not going to do it today. Take care of yourself first thing in the morning, get up, do your whatever meditation, go for a good workout, have a nice breakfast, and then get your day started. And working out is because it's a stressful career. Getting that, that stress out of your system through working out is key for sure.
That's amazing. So guys, you need to work out. Don't let that behind. I've seen a lot of agents start to make more money, and more money they made, the more they worked, and everything else started to fall apart, and mainly their health started gaining weight. And you can start to see them age really fast because this is a stressful business. So Isaiah Miller, I still want to see your hair in 5 years. So how big do you want to take this, Jeff, in terms of your team, in terms of eXp, let's say a 5-year, 10-year vision? What's that look like for you?
Yeah, I've managed teams of up to about 150 people before. So I have a lot of experience on the management side. I don't really want to grow a massive team here in Ottawa, because the luxury with eXp, you can bring people on and be your business partners.
That's right.
So I want to push more on that side. Like in Ottawa, I want to have a nice team. I do want to be the top producer here in Ottawa. That's a goal that we talked about earlier. But I want to push on, bringing people into this. Like eXp's changed my life. It's just a phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate when I talk to other realtors about it, and I want other people to hear and understand how great this place is compared to, obviously I interviewed everywhere else and chose eXp. So yeah, I want to grow that out, and I don't have to just be doing that here in Ottawa. I can do that in other locations as well. So that's going to be a big push for my future, not just buying and selling home, but on the agent attraction side as well.
That's perfect. So not really on blowing out the local team, but building an organization all over the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, gotcha. Phenomenal. So, with that all being said, what would you say to agents right now in this market going forward? Because the interest rates will rise again in September. And here in Vancouver, Greater Vancouver, our sales went down to 1,800 sales, which is 3 times less than what it was peak of March, right?
Yeah.
And inventory has doubled. Going forward here, what are a couple pieces of advice that you would tell agents to move forward in 2022 into 2023?
Yeah, there's a book that Phil Hahn told me to read. It's called The Shift by from Frank Keller. So read that book. That is a great book. It really talks about what you should do and when market shifts and pivot. And we're not really in a shift. We're almost in a new market here as well. And I think you have to work harder. As hard as I just worked, I have to go to another level in this challenging market right now. And you got to do that. One thing I'll tell people, and this is just from my short experience in real estate, is I find that the phone is my best friend. The phone is my moneymaker. And I feel a lot of realtors don't want to use the phone. They want to maybe do a lot of social media, taking pictures, all that kind of stuff. You got to get on the phone. You got to talk to people. And John, I'll tell you right now, even when I'm negotiating, like I have agents and, sometimes they're younger and they want to text me, and it's like, no, we're negotiate, pick the phone up. You want to have that conversation, not only when you're negotiating a transaction, but also lead generating. That phone should be your best friend. And I don't see that a lot. So that would be a tip too. And I'm John, you're heavy on the phones as well from the conversation I had with you, and you're super successful. So I always tell younger agents and newer agents coming on board, like, get comfortable being on that phone, talking to people, because it's going to do a lot of good things for your business.
It's strictly going, and thank you for sharing that. I think it's very important for younger agents, especially the millennials and even the younger crowd that's coming in here, that you can do a lot of social media. You can do a lot of Google ads, pay-per-click, all this fancy stuff. But if you don't know how to pick up the phone and call somebody and knowing what to say, and having your schedule down and getting really back into the basics and simply work hard in this market, you are not going to last. I said this, the other day when I was training the agents, guys, in the last 2 years, you didn't need to be good. You didn't need to be good to sell a lot of real estate. But if you are good in this market, you will not only survive, but you will thrive.
Yeah.
So you can manifest all you want. There's a law of attraction and there's a law of action. It sounds like you've been taking a lot of action and you're a workhorse, and there's no magic to it. I thought Jeff was magic, guys.
No, there's no silver bullet. It's hard work and dedication and wanting to do it. That's for sure.
Gosh, well, thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing all that you've shared. I look forward to your future success. Jeff, how can we send you more referrals, or if they want to join your eXp team?
Yeah, reach out to me anytime. My phone number is the best place to reach me at. As I just said, I love the phone. Call me 613-222-9022, or send me an email at jeff.matheson@exprealty.com.
I love the old school. New school guys always say, just hit me up on IG, right? I love that. Oh, one more question. How do you do Google ads? Do you use other people to create and run them?
Yeah, so I have a good friend from a previous life that is just exceptional in that. So I utilize his services. I do stuff. I do stuff with KV Core. Like I put some stuff out through that on Facebook and do some stuff myself, YouTube, Google ads on my own YouTube videos. But I do have someone that I work with for a lot of my Google ads.
That's perfect. So yeah, hire that out. I don't suggest that you do your own Google ads, but what I'm hearing right now is Jeff is very old school, the phones, the basics, the schedule, the working out, the mindset stuff, but also combined with the new school,
Yeah,
new
for sure.
technology to generate leads, you will be unstoppable. And that's what Jeff is. Jeff, thank you so much for today. We'll look forward to seeing you at eXp Con. Make it a great day, sir. Thanks
You got
again.
it, John. Thank you. My
Cheers.
pleasure. Bye
All
for
the
now.
best. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.